All right. Hello. Okay. So we're actually live now, and 29 of you have already liked the video, and I appreciate that so much. Like, I'm really working hard to balance my work life and my YouTube work life. YouTube is kind of full time, even though I'm only going live Sunday and Monday, and right now I'm only posting like the EDD news release video on Thursday. But there's like comments and there's deleting all the fake Shelly accounts and there's planning the new videos and there's just still like a lot of things. And I'm grateful to have all of it. I'm really grateful to have YouTube. Um, but today I worked a 12-hour day at the theater. And so I'm a little exhausted. That's why I've been trying to go live at the theater and why this was postponed until 9, because last week when I was able to go live from the theater afterward, I went back to work. Like I just clocked out when I did the live and then I came back and I finished up my work. But today I had to finish up my work before I came home since the internet wasn't working at work. So I just appreciate all of you guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you for putting up with my crazy schedule while I try and get things worked out. And like, man, I feel like I look tore up. And yeah, those 12-hour days, man, knock you on your patootie. Okay. So I am going to start the comments at 9 o'clock. I've got my light on and I don't know, maybe my eyes are just tired. Okay. So I'll be starting the chat at the 9 o'clock hour. If you left a question before that, just type it again and let's get into our California unemployment question and answer. All right. Rasar says, is there a form we need to fill out to send to our assemblyman instead of emailing them? We fill out a form. Where would we find this? So after you locate your assembly member by using findyourrep.ca.gov, then you're going to go to there should be a link to your individual office. And some offices are getting so many of their, what are they called, constituents, so many of the people that live in their zip codes that they're in charge of, that when you log on to their website for your assembly member, there is a form to fill out. So you'd get the form to fill out from your assembly member's website. So some of them just have been dealing with this so long, they just have like a form that you can go ahead and download right from their site that helps them help you. So from their website is the answer to that question. That's a great question. Joel says, what should we expect for the quarterly review in July? Has the EDD stated anywhere that we need to do anything and it will be pending just for a few days or pending nightmare? I can only say what's happened in the past. What's happened in the past is that claims that are over a year old, which are sometimes referred to as grandfathered claims, have to go through a quarterly review. And it's not like on a quarter based on when you applied, it's just based on the EDD quarters. And the next one is in July. So anybody who has a claim older than a year in July, you can expect to, based on history, right? Because I don't know what's going to happen in the future. But based on history, it's just suddenly going to get stuck on pending. You're going to not be at the end of your benefit year. You're going to be answering the certification questions the same. There's not going to be any updates. You're just going to get stuck on pending. And how it's worked in the past is the only way to get it unstuck is by calling. So calling nightmare, I guess, is the answer to that question. But I hope not. But that is kind of what I'm expecting. Ben, thank you for joining at 9. There's only 90 days left until everything ends, extensions and all. If they turn on the job search requirements, how does it affect the PUA program? Will I need to search? So again, this is kind of one of those what if situations, and I can only tell you how it's working in other states. So in other states, they're accepting things like, you guys know Jenny Silver was a wedding photographer. So let's use her as an example. A work search would sorry, I feel like that was great. Food in my teeth. I still feel like it's there. She can reach out to clients, right? That's how they're doing it in Florida. If you're self-employed, you could reach out to potential clients. I think taking out an ad for your business would count. So Ben, you said a lot of your friends are musicians. Like I don't know any of the names of the venues out there, but down here we've got like the Troubadour. So maybe you try and book a gig at the Troubadour. So you put that you applied at the Troubadour. No response from employer maybe would be the answer. Like if the gigs are booked up and so they're not taking anybody like the week you applied. But yes, self-employed PUA recipients do need to apply for jobs. That's going to be pretty tricky, like for Uber drivers, because if you like turn on your app, you're probably going to get calls. Um, but they're also accepting, like, so let's say Jenny Silver wasn't doing YouTube and she was just doing wedding photography and she reached out to old clients or people that had canceled. So, and they don't need her. So then they would expect that she start looking for regular W-2 jobs. But with that said, it's so easy to go online, go on your dream job. Maybe you want to work at the Troubadour, which is a music venue, so that you can see all the cool bands play for free. So you go online, troubadour.com. I don't know if that's their website, but let's just say it is troubadour.com. Usually there's like either an employment opportunities or there's like an about us section, and you just like it'll say like something like current openings or something like that, and you would apply. And then if you apply online, all you have to do is list troubadour.com as the place where you applied for a job. It and then the outcome, which oftentimes is going to be no response from an employer. So this would be my recommendation if they reinstate the work search requirements, to really just apply for all the jobs that you really want, guys. I do love my movie theater job, but 12-hour days are a killer. And you guys know every holiday I'm working, every nights and weekends I'm working. So my friends' baby showers, I can't go. Regular dates, this is probably why I'm single. I can't go. So really think about what you want out of a job and shoot your shot. Why not? The worst thing that can happen is no response from employer. Okay. Oh my goodness, guys, I already lost my place, which means please take a moment and like the video. There's actually a fair number of you that were able to join in tonight. So, welcome. Okay, Jillian says EDD to add a system that was like callback list. And I'm sure this callback will take a week or longer. I don't see it working out. So they have implemented that callback feature. It's funny though, because the first day it went live, I did get some feedback about it that it was working. So that is for once you're on hold, like an automated message would come on and ask you, do you want, like, you're supposed to keep your place in line, but the EDD will call you back. And I did hear that that's already up and running, and I don't know the time frame for when they're going to call you back. Since it's supposed to hold your place in line, and in theory, they wouldn't they wouldn't commit to calling more people back than could have got through the same day. You should, in my opinion, get a call back the same day, is how that I think is supposed to work. But yeah, I haven't heard much about whether that's worked or not since the first day that feature went live, but it is live. Once you get through onto hold, like, and I'm probably the type of person, I wouldn't want to risk that I didn't get the call back. So, like, even now, like when I call other places like health insurance or something like that, I usually just, it's like, your wait is 25 minutes. Do you want to hang up? And I'm like, nope, I'll just stay holding because I'm nervous about that. I feel like you guys probably would be too. And the EDD, they've kind of like broken our trust. Like, I don't think very many of us trust what the EDD says. So yeah, if we've gotten through, I don't see many of us hanging up so that they can call us back. But if you guys have used that feature on the EDD phone calls, let me know in the chat. That was curious to know. All right. Linda says, pending, pending, pending. Let's say all weeks remain pending until September 4th. Would that eventually get paid, or is the money forever lost? It Not without a phone call. I mean, maybe it would eventually work itself out, but really the people that are proactive, if you've been pending 3 weeks or more, I recommend calling. That's gonna be the best way to get it pushed through. So I would just call every week until you get paid. Um, Maybe the only exception to that would be if you know you're having an appeal hearing. If you've already requested an appeal and that court date, that hearing date is set up, then the EDD is really not going to be able to do much for you if you call. But other than that, if you're just pending and they're like, oh, wait, and you wait and it doesn't clear up, I would be on the phone calling them again the very next week. Kristen says she's desperate. The EDD approved my second unemployment claim by mistake. Have 6 certifications that went from pending to disqualified or not paid. Have called 1,500 times, talked to 14 reps, and 4 disconnects. What else can I do to get my certificate migrated to the now corrected PEUX? The last 3 reps told me it would take a few days. Now it's 2 weeks later. I have asked for help from an assembly member. So that's kind of the end of the tips that I have for you. It sounds like you're doing all the right things, and hopefully that assembly member can get it cleared up for you and quickly. So yeah, you're doing all the right things. But at this point, now that the assembly member is involved, I would kind of just wait for them to correct it. And sometimes once you get an assembly member involved, like magically things just seem to clear up. So hopefully that happens to your claim and quickly. Ben says, does the quarterly review only affect regular unemployment claims older than 1 year? What about PUA? They won't have issues while the non-PUA claims are pending. They shouldn't. And here's kind of the why behind that. PUA was all self-employment. So unless really you've done some work since you first applied for unemployment, you're not going to qualify for a new claim. And when I say done some work, I mean with a W-2 employer, which most people haven't. So they're not making the PUA people check the same way that they're making the regular people on unemployment check. FIFA official, thank you for the donation, says, I had 7 weeks pending and today they all switched to paid, but I didn't get the money on the card. What should I do? You think I should wait? Yes, at least until tomorrow morning. So you say they just switched to paid today. Normally it doesn't load onto the EDD debit card until the following morning. So I would say that, and actually it might even change, by 10 p.m. tonight. So, but by 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, it should be loaded onto that EDD debit card. And remember, you can't transfer more than $5,000 at a time back into your regular bank account. So yeah, tomorrow morning is when I would expect that to be there. If it's not, I might go ahead and give them a call because usually it does switch. It does load up onto those debit cards pretty quickly. Sean says, thank you for your hard work. You are very welcome. Paid again, no worries, no questions, just thankful. Yes, I am so glad. And thank you for sharing that with me. Okay. And the other people, because I know a lot of us need some like positive news. So thank you for that bit of good news. And you got the flowers and the hearts and the flags and all of it. So thank you. Thank you. Brev says, I'm worried about this quarterly earnings thing, July 4th, I think. Sounds like it will be an issue for sure. It might be. Maybe the EDD will have time to have worked this out and caught it. It's too soon. We won't know until we know. But yeah, if you get stuck on pending and you can't think of any other reason why, it might be time in July, if you get stuck in pending, to call the EDD and see what they tell you. I will say that with the quarterly reviews, it doesn't seem to need a tier 2 rep to clear it up. It seems like normally you call, they can see right away that's what it is, and they're able to remove that flag and get you paid again. So maybe the calling won't be quite as bad as it was before. Tony says, question on PUA. My claim expires next month. Do I redo my new application online? PUA all should be extended already to September 4th. So if it just says extension, or if you only have enough funds to take you through next month, that likely means your PEUC, one of those extensions. So if your claim expires next month, if your benefit year ends next month, then honestly, I'm still going to go ahead and recommend reapplying. I know that the EDD has said that they'll reapply for you, but in that same news release, they said one of the ways you can check to see if they'll automatically file a new claim for you is by filing a new claim yourself. If it lets you, then you need to go through all the processes of filing a new claim. If it doesn't let you, then that means that it should be filing automatically for you. So yeah, my advice is going to be to file a new claim once your benefit year ends. And you can either do that online or by calling. Johnny says, I have wages. My benefit year ends today. Do I call or apply online? With wages, I think in your case, I would file online. Unless you think you're going to have questions come up as you apply online, and then I would go ahead and call them. That way you're already on the phone with them if you have questions that come up while you're filing your new claim. But I think in general, I tend to think that would be easier online. If you can save yourself the phone call with the EDD, you might as well save yourself the phone call. Toya says, hey, thank you for saying I look fabulous. I do not feel fabulous today. I feel tired. Okay. Andy says, it's over for me. I've made a big mistake. This might be Andy. People care about you. I know that you're fighting for your son. He might be young. He might not remember this, but even you being alive, Andy, I'm going to cry because my mom tried to commit suicide when I was 9. And even if he knows that you're fighting for him, and he's probably too little right now, but he'll know as he gets older. So please stick around. Also, one of my videos, sorry guys, Andy hit me with some serious stuff, and I feel like I know him at this point because he's in the chats all the time. So there's a number. I'm gonna get the number. One of my videos, I donated all of the profits to the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. But please, there are people that care about you. And you do make a difference. And just be a good person and try your best. It may not feel like it right now. I would be sad if you weren't here anymore. Okay, sorry, I'm going to get the suicide prevention hotline number. Please. Okay. It is 800-273-8255. I'm going to type that in the chat. And Andy, it always gets better. It really does. And sometimes we don't know the reason why something happens. And it may not seem fair. But I really feel like there's bigger purpose. And I'm so glad that my mom's here. And I hope that you're here also. So let me typing this. Sorry, I don't mean to apologize to everybody. I want the best for all of you. Okay. All right. Andy, I am going to move on because I know that other people need help in here too. That's not help that's this serious, but I seriously want you to be here tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. Okay. All right. Call that number. Please. Talk to somebody, call somebody, tell somebody they care. Okay. There's somebody that cares. I care. I really do. All right. Sorry. Okay. I'm sorry to tell all the internet your business that's on here right now. Okay. I'm scrolling back up. Okay. Yanira says, why are my payments still pending since 3/25? Already recertified as well. So after you file a new claim, sorry, my glasses are crying now. After you file a new claim, your claim goes into a third-party review. And after it goes into the third-party review, it just takes a while. If you've been pending that long, though, because that's over a month, unfortunately, it's time to call the EDD. And it can be pending for a lot of different reasons. But the bottom line is it's most likely not going to be fixed until you call. So it is time to call. I don't know what just happened on my monitor there. Okay. Night Clan says, do I have to reapply if I'm on PUA? No, PUA claims still don't need to reapply even once their benefit year is over. I don't mean to laugh, but the dang EDD, they're trying to make it easier and they just keep making it more confusing because once again, people on PUA who don't have to file a new claim are having that show up on their homepage again. So no, PUA does not need to file a new claim. Noted Rock Historian says, so to pick up from your comment on the last video, please explain how one collects UI while on an unpaid furlough. So my company let us go and we're on furlough. We weren't given dates to go back. We just applied for unemployment and we said, I think on the EDD, it doesn't say furloughed as an option, but it has laid off and or temporarily laid off. So you just pick that option and then you can get unemployment if you're furloughed. Okay. So yeah, so basically in terms of the EDD, it seems like an unpaid furlough qualifies you. It did for me and my whole staff. My whole staff of almost 100, we were all furloughed and we're all getting unemployment. Well, I'm not getting it currently, but we were, and a lot of my staff still are because we haven't been able to bring them back yet. Chicana Pinup Doll. I love that name too. Oh, and you just saying that you love me. That is a cute name. Okay, Mike says, if I get approved for a new claim, how long will it be for 6 months or until California's unemployment rate is high? New claims are approved for 26 weeks. So if you're approved for a new claim, it would be 26 weeks, which at this point would take you past September 4th. And then if after your 26 weeks are up, California's unemployment rate is still above 6%, then, you would potentially qualify for Fed Ed. Angel says, be kind though. But yeah, WTF, Andy. We want you here. We want you around. I know Angel Source has probably seen you around also. Like I won't speak for other people, but like I care. Okay. Yeah. And Night Clan Clothing. That's hard to say out loud. You do not have to reapply if you're on PUA. Michael says, have I talked to Jenny about doing another live stream collab? I have. We definitely want to do it. It was much easier than the other collaborations where we've done that, where she's edited them. I think you guys like having us both there. I had a lot of fun. It was pretty easy. I'm trying to get her to agree to do it monthly. I think that would be fun. We're also talking about doing it for members only, like members of her channel and members of my channel. So I don't know. Both of our schedules, it's sometimes hard. She's making videos all the time and she has 2 kids and a husband. Like, I don't know how she does it, but she's pretty busy. And then me being back at work, it's just a little hard to find the time, but we will do that. Yes. Okay. Angel Sir says, Andy, we're all rooting for you, Andy. Okay. Sean says, Andy, PMA, positive mental attitude. And I know it's hard. Like I get in a funk. And yours is more than a funk, so I don't mean to like diminish it, but like find one thing. If it's a flower, if it's a favorite blanket, if it's, I don't know, something, the blue color of your wall. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, find just the tiniest thing that brings you joy and just appreciate it for a moment. Positive. Try and switch your mindset. I don't know. I'm not a counselor. I don't know. I'm trying though, because it's important to me. It's a real cause. It's close to my heart. I can't cry again. I can, but I'm not gonna. I'm sensitive. Okay. Jenna says, you answered a question for me yesterday and you wanted to know what form says continued claim PUA. It's the form where you answer the 7 questions. I was wondering why it says continued. I really think, I'm not 100%, Jenna, because I'm getting torn in all different ways now that I'm back to work. I feel like continued claim just means like after, like it's not a new claim, you're just continuing your existing claim. So I think like basically after your first certification, it says continued claim. Okay. Peace Control says pending sucks. It sure does. Pending is like the ultimate version of hell. If hell had a certain level of extremes, pending is one of them. I kind of agree. And yeah, especially for people who've been pending like since like December or March, like that's crazy. All right. D4 Disgruntled says, have had more luck and gotten more accomplished on my own than my assembly person has. They're not all the same. And then there's this assembly member, her name is Lorena, I want to say Gonzalez, and she's the assembly member for San Diego, but she helps people that are outside of San Diego. Now my nose is going on. All right. I don't have Kleenex in here, so I'm just gonna It's not really runny. It's just maybe a little. I don't know, guys. Forgive me. Okay. Rocky says, I'm 6 weeks pending and was told I need a phone interview. I'm just hoping it will be soon, especially when my savings is going low, trying to survive waiting on EDD. How long ago were you told that you're waiting on the phone interview? I would maybe try and call again and ask what you're on the phone interview for. Sometimes the rep is able to ask you questions while you're on the phone and release payments to you, especially if you mention that you're experiencing financial hardship. Like, use that exact term. Sometimes they're able to release a payment to you. Yours is also a kind of good case where I would recommend enlisting the help of your assembly member and also telling them, hey, I haven't been paid in 6 weeks. I'm experiencing financial hardship. Is there anything you can do to help get these payments pushed through faster? Or at least tell me when my phone interview is going to be. And then maybe they can help you. Anthony says, just stopping by to show some support. Thank you. Oh, you got paid today and everything's back on track. You started extension 2 augmentation. Bad grandpa. That is great. I'm glad that seemed to happen fairly easy for you. Diana, Andy might be serious because he had something pretty, he's going through something, like he is. And yeah, I think he is. I don't think he's messing around, which is why I'm so affected by it and why I looked for that number. So maybe if you guys could just give like Andy a thumbs up in the chat or a heart or something. Even if you don't know. Andy, if you could do it for me, I would appreciate that. Okay. Darling Presley says, Yanira, me too. Pending since March, reapplied late May and got a text saying EDD is processing. So it is good if you have. Sorry guys, I don't mean to be such a mess, but like I'm like affected by that. Okay. Yeah, so that's a good sign that you got that text message. And hopefully they're going to get you cleared up soon. Night Clan clothing. So hard to say. Do I need to? Oh no, you don't need to reapply if you're on PUA. Yeah, the screen, they changed it. They actually changed it on Saturday and it confused people, especially people on PUA. But no, PUA still does not need to file a new claim. Juliana says, pending now for 3 days. Call EDD and no answer. I don't know what to do. So 3 days, Sunday and Monday, you guys know I think are the worst days to call. So try calling Tuesday through Saturday, but you say you tried Saturday. Try calling between the hours of 2:30 and 4. After the really long intro message, quickly hit 134. Also, some people have had luck calling on like pressing that they want a foreign language because most of the reps are going to speak English. So you can just say, oh, I pressed that on accident once they answer. So try those tricks and those times. And if not, a lot of people do like using Claimer, which of course I've got pinned at the top. It is $14.99. All it does is ring you through so that you can hold. It doesn't hold for you. Hold times can still be over 2 hours. And it doesn't guarantee that you're going to get a good rep that can fix your claim. But a lot of people really have been glad that they've used that service. You could also try reaching out to your assembly member. And to a lesser extent, you can try the Ask EDD feature or the Contact Us feature on the EDD website. Susan says, hope I didn't end up in pending 613. They did fix it though. Have a good week, Shelly. Thank you. I will try. Norma says, in 2019, I got laid off and I was receiving $228 weekly benefit. And in 2020, I got laid off again and I was receiving $450 a week because of my higher income. How come when EDD put me on extension, it's $228? It sounds like they just made a mistake. So you are going to need to call them. This is why some people, when you file a new claim, it sends you an account number and it says it's a new account number, but once your account number, always your account number. And it does seem like even if you have claims from like way back in 2019, that sometimes whatever happens in the computer system, it doesn't put you on the right, it's not bringing up the right claim or the right amount. So call them and hopefully they can get that straightened out. Ala Ruiz 14 says, hello, I was set to start your first extension. You certified for the first 2 weeks, but it says not paid for both weeks. I've called twice and they haven't been able to fix it. What can I do? You can reach out to your assembly member and see if they can help you. You can try Ask EDD, and you can try the Contact Us feature. You can also try calling again and seeing if a rep can help you. Make sure to mention the term financial hardship. Have they said why it says not paid? Normally, what's happening currently, the reason that I see the most frequently right now is that, excuse me, it's bringing up the wrong claim for you to certify. That's not your fault, but it's the benefit year has ended, and it's just even if you're not approved for a new claim, somehow like the fact that you applied is in the system and it's causing the claim to go not paid. And the only way that I know to fix that is by calling. I mentioned financial hardship and see if that helps them push it through any faster. Michael says, you waited 6 weeks and cannot get a hold of the EDD until you call your local EDD office, and they transfer you to the EDD and process your app right away instead of calling the EDD directly. Yeah, Jenny Silver actually has a really good video called like 25 EDD numbers. And so I'm hesitant to tell you guys to use different numbers because I think they catch on to that and then they get cranky when you call them. My friend also found someone else's video helpful. I think his name is Dan. I'm not going to bring up the video, but this is what worked for my friend, courtesy of another video that was not Jenny Silver's. The video is called How to Fix California EDD Pending Payments Now, which might be a bit of an exaggeration. But he says that he go onto the EDD website, click Find an Office, then on the next page, click the link American Job Center of California, search your closest job center using your zip code, and then call that number and then ask them to transfer you to the EDD. That worked for my coworker. Okay. Da, 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 da. Oh no. Oh no. What's happening with all these reverted claims? D4 Disgruntled, the composer, says, I called today because my online account reverted to an old PUA claim, which was incorrect. They fixed it and got the payment taken care of. That is great news, but I don't love that somehow you accidentally wound up on like an old claim. But I'm glad it's fixed for now. We'll knock on wood that it stays fixed. Mixed Martial Arts Nightmare says the EDD wants me to give them blood to verify my identity. Should I do it? Well, yeah. I mean, get on out there. Give them some blood. It feels that way. It really does. Thank you for having a little bit of a sense of humor. Pauline says, I opened a new claim and got approved. I did certify yesterday. Then my balance went down to 0. And today they put new money in my balance, but my claim is still pending and not paid today. So I would give it. How long ago did you file the new claim? So if you've been pending for longer than 3 weeks after filing a new claim, that's kind of the time frame when I would call the EDD. You can call them now and see what they say, but they might not be able to release payments this early. Destiny, I don't remember the beginning of your question. Okay. Yeah. D4 Disgruntled said, just list the job and state you're waiting for a reply. They don't actually check. I tend to agree with that. You also say you've done EDD off and on since 2001 and they never check. Please. They cannot get their regular daily stuff done. What makes people think they actually check? Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree with you. Alan says, you received a letter that showed what my new claim weekly benefit amount would be, but still waiting to be approved. If I don't qualify for a new one, will they put me on an extension? Yes, absolutely they will. And that will be at your same weekly benefit amount. You can lie about checking for jobs they don't check. I won't go as far to say that. I don't want to encourage my viewers to lie. I think you should be honest. I think you should apply for your dream job now. Like while we're not working, who cares if they say no? At least you shoot your shot. Maybe you want to work at the Forum. No, they don't play sports at the Forum. The Staples Center and like watch all the basketball games for free while you're working. Like whatever like you think is a cool job, apply for it. Okay. Dolores says, I'm at the end of my benefit year as of 6/7/21. I received a text on Thursday that they filed a PEUC claim on my behalf. Then on Saturday, I received another text to apply for a new claim. Do I reapply? Yes. So once your claim balance hits zero, about about 5 to 7 business days, but it could take as many as 10, you're gonna get one of those, either a text, a message in your UI Online account, or a physical letter that says, we've automatically filed an extension for you. This is why there's so much confusion about filing a new claim. So it only applies if you're within your benefit year. Once you're outside of your benefit year, like, it just kind of stops. So it's interesting that those two things happen at exactly the same time, but yes, you need to reapply, especially if you got a text asking you to do so. Don't follow the link from the text though. Just go to the EDD website yourself, and do it that way, or you can call and have them help you file a new claim. And if you got that text message, that probably means that you actually need to reapply and that they're not going to do it automatically for you. Chicana Pinup Doll says you had to reapply and you did get approved for another regular UI claim. You were able to certify for 2 weeks, then got an email disqualified. After that, you got an email to file. So if you already filed a new claim, you shouldn't need to file another new claim, but you are going to need to call the EDD to get those disqualifications switched to paid. Manuel says, no luck calling the EDD today. Was bad. So I don't have any numbers, new numbers for the EDD. Jenny Silver does have a video, and again, I'll share this tip from my coworker. Go on the EDD website, click the link, find an office. On the next page, click the link American Job Center of California. Then search for the closest office using your zip code, give them a call, and then sometimes they can transfer you to the EDD. And then the method that I always give is dialing 833-978-2511. After the long intro message, quickly hit 134, not like prompt 1, prompt 3, prompt 4. As soon as she starts talking, like press, and then you press 1, 1, 3, 4. That works sometimes. And what else? What's my other tip? Call Tuesday through Saturday. So, Manuel, you call on a Monday, and that's a busy day for them. So that's I don't know. They're busy all the time. But and then try calling. So Tuesday through Saturday between 2:30 and 4. And then Claimer is potentially an option, with my link that's pinned at the top of the chat. It'll only cost you $14.99 instead of $19.99, but that is only off your first call. Okay. The D4 Disgruntled says the callback feature has never been introduced out of the near 50 times I call every 2 weeks. So you have to be on hold first to even get the offer for the callback feature. So to me, getting on hold is the hard part. And I don't know if that'll work hand in hand with Claimer. I should ask the CEO of Claimer and see what he says. I'm not sure how that portion would work. So maybe even if you are offered that, if you also used Claimer, I'm going to say don't let them call you back. I don't know how Claimer gets the EDD your phone number. I do trust that it's safe, but I just don't quite understand how that technology works. Daniel says, thank you. Verlin, I'm about 30 minutes behind in the comments. Verlin says, my question is, my EDD claim is currently disqualified because they're saying I didn't send my ID on time, which I did. How do I go about getting my claim active again? You've got a lot of money on there. So, one of the things that you can do is definitely reach out to your assembly member. There is an ID department. I don't know that number offhand. You could either Google EDD ID department, or I know that in Jenny Silver's video, the 25 EDD new EDD numbers, something like that, that she does give you the identity department's number. So you could definitely try that. Those are the two things that I would recommend: the EDD ID department phone number and enlisting the help of your assembly member. Dave says, my status says on extension, PEUC. I've certified 5 times and have not received a check yet. I would definitely call them at this point. Do the checks say, does it say paid? Also, you guys, this is terrible, but like people are like taking other people's mail. So if you're getting a physical check in the mail, like try and make sure you have like a locked mailbox. Try and make sure that your checks are safe because people are stealing checks out of the mail. Okay. Michael says, you called the local EDD office and they answered right away. And then they transferred me to the main EDD office and processed your application right away. That is awesome, Michael. I'm glad and thank you for that tip. So, yeah, find your local office and then try and go from there. Okay. Geo says, I'm on tier 2 and I filed for a new claim. My end of the year was in March. I already did the identity verification and I don't need another video call. Still stuck on pending since March. What do I do? Unfortunately, if you've been pending for that long, I do recommend calling them. So again, Tuesday through Saturday, 2:30 till 4. A lot of support for Andy. Dante says, so your last certification back on 5:30, but my payments were disqualified for weeks 1 and 2, but I was paid. It gave me different weekly certification questions, and then you were paid. That's strange, and that's a new one. New, different certification questions. All right. Well, I'm glad you were paid, but that is very strange. Hi, George. Eric says, how long does it take for the EDD to update the claim balance after the extension has been approved? And thank you so much. Your balance is going to stay at 0 all the way up until you certify again. So it's going to show 0 even if you got the letter that you're getting the extension all the way until you certify again. George, we're not hiring at my job. And Short Dog, I don't think I got your comment. George, we're not hiring. We haven't even been able to bring back all of our furloughed employees yet. I still have over 30 furloughed employees. So it's still going to be quite a while before we're hiring. And this is kind of one of the reasons why like I do recommend looking for your dream job now. I am worried that in September when unemployment runs out that there may be even less jobs than there are right now. I know a lot of you guys are still dealing with childcare. I know a lot of you guys have things going on, so I don't mean to imply anything by that. But if you are able to look for a job, like start looking for the job of your dreams right now. That way, if you don't land these great jobs that you really want, hopefully you will. And you guys, you know what? We're not even gonna go further. You guys are gonna land the job of your dreams, whatever that may be. So Short Dog, I don't think I saw your comment. Diego says, do people with unemployment, will they get the child credit they are talking about? I believe so. Yes, that they'll start sending those out in July, I want to say. But this is it's an advance on your tax credit. So normally you've got the money at the end of the year, but now it is a little bit more money, but it'll be less when you file your taxes, if that makes sense. Ben says, I'm kind of worried about Andy. Yes. Have we gotten past where I read that? Is Andy still in here? I hope that if Andy, I hope that if you're not in here, that you're on the phone number. Oh, Manuel says, what's the number? I call 833-978-2511. The map behind me is scary. Can I move it? I should move it because this is all the states that are ending their unemployment benefits early. And that is frightening. California is not one of them. Maybe I should at least move it so that or move me so that you guys know that California is not one of the states that's planning on ending it early as of right now. Thank you, Glorious. Miriam says, you got a call back from your employer to return to work. You accepted, but due to lack of daycare and my sons are doing remote learning, can I decline to return to work and still get unemployment benefits? Possibly if there's good cause, but the EDD is going to look at it on a case-by-case basis. I am starting to hear that the EDD, sometimes these people, even that do the phone interviews, are not the nicest. And they're saying things like, well, isn't it summer? Wouldn't your child be out of school anyway? Um, so you could, but you're gonna probably need to fight and prove that you have good cause and that you weren't able to find childcare. So I would just be really careful with that. Also, I also worry that come September, what's the backup plan? Like, is there anybody that could watch your kids at all now that more people are vaccinated? Maybe there's somebody that you feel comfortable with. Maybe, like, I don't know. That is a rough one. Maybe you can work it out with your employer. Like, so and here's another concerning thing to me, just to be honest with you guys. We're working with all of our staff right now. So if they've said that they're not comfortable coming back, we say, well, call us when you are. If they say they want to be vaccinated first, we'll call us when you're vaccinated. They don't have to tell us when they're vaccinated, but if they tell us they're not comfortable coming back until they're vaccinated, we're like, well, just call us. So I'm just going to assume that they're vaccinated once they call. And if they only want to work a couple shifts, we're working with them right now because it is hard. We're going to be honest. A lot of people are making more on unemployment than they were when they were working. And so it's understandable people would not want to go back to work and make less. Like, I get that. So we're working with our employees. We want them to thrive. And I guess we're not paying them a wage that's enabling them to thrive. But you guys know I was a salaried manager and I was kind of bringing home more on unemployment than I was when I was working. And it seemed like that, but it wasn't really true because they weren't taking out health benefit cost. I contribute to a 401k. I wasn't able to do that with my unemployment money. I took out a 401k loan to buy the house, so I wasn't repaying those loan payments. But like the money that I actually had in my pocket every 2 weeks was more money than I had in my pocket when I was getting paid from my salary job where I worked for 25 years. So that tells you guys a little bit about my salary and my financial situation. So I just like, I get not wanting to go back, but can they work with you? Can you work different hours? Can you work from home? Can they just give you 1 or 2 shifts so that you're in and that you've got a job to go back to, and that you're one of the ones that was like ready and willing to come back when they called you? So that come September, when the jobs might be harder to find, like you've already got one. That's kind of my advice on that. Yes. All right. Yes. Andy, we're all concerned about you. Okay. Evelyn, Miriam, get denied. George says you applied for new claim and claim amid God bless was awarded a new claim with a higher amount. That is awesome. That's really awesome. Okay. We needed some good news tonight, you guys. Okay. Aaron says it's already been a month since my claim has expired. I can't get through on the phones to speak with an agent. All right. So just recently kind of gave a tip to call Andy's MIA. You guys, I'm going to scroll down. Yeah, definitely prayers for Andy. Oh, I hope he sees this. I hope he heard my response. I'm gonna cry again, guys. Thank you guys for coming through and giving those emojis and those like support. I know it's a small gesture, but hopefully he sees it and hopefully like he knows that he's cared about. I'm gonna cry again. I'm a crier though, you guys. So don't worry about me. I'm gonna be okay. All right, I'm gonna scroll down the chat. Okay. Can you go out of state and still get California PUA? You should. You should be able to move out of state and still get it because it's tied into the state you last worked, not in the state you currently live. However, like if you're on vacation and you couldn't accept a job, technically you're supposed to say that you weren't available for work. But I don't know. I like to say, like, what if Elon Musk called me and was like, hey, Shelly, we want you to be like the head engineer. Well, nobody would say that because I don't know how to be a head engineer. But like if they wanted me to make a spaceship and they were going to train me how to make a spaceship, and I could go work for Elon Musk, even though I feel like he makes people work like 30-hour work days and there's not even 30 hours in a day, I would go. I would come back from vacation to work for Elon Musk. So if that's your situation, if you're on vacation and you're not in California when you certify, but you know that you would come back, or maybe you're applying for remote jobs and you know that you could work remotely while you were on vacation, then sure, I don't see why not. Okay, June. Oops. Okay. Again, I'm skipping around because we're kind of towards the end of this. Scotty says, if he is here, we can use the sticker money for Andy. Yeah. And I mean, I haven't gotten a lot of donations right now. And I don't think, unfortunately, Andy's problem, I mean, a lot of us are having problems because we're pending from EDD, but unfortunately, that's not Andy's problem. Andy, I don't want to, like, if you guys know, like, you probably know, but I don't want to share his business again, but I hope he's okay. Ghost Rider, you didn't quite miss it. There, we got at least 10 more minutes, and you guys know I like to talk, so I'll probably yammer on a bit more, but we are at the point where I skip around. Killa says, I can't get a hold of anyone. I've sent multiple messages and called all day for the past month and nothing. I have no idea what to do with my claim. It's just pending. So I always recommend Tuesday through Saturday, 2:30 to 4 p.m. is the best time. After the long intro message, quickly at 134, try a different language, might get you through. Try reaching out to your assembly member. And if you can afford the money, if you haven't used someone else's discount code already, you can try to do Claimer, and they will at least call so you can get on hold. Hold time can still be 2 hours, and there's no guarantee that you're going to get a good rep that can actually fix your claim, but a lot of people really do love it. Thank you, June. Man, shoot. Okay, Mark says I had to sell my car to pay rent. You're on a bike. All right. You know, biking's healthy. Hopefully you get all sorted out before your next rent is due. Please look into rental assistance. And I also think, put a letter in writing to your landlord, letting them know that you're experiencing financial hardship due to the COVID-19 related illness. I don't think the eviction ban goes through June 30th at least. Karen says, at Jenny Silver, that sad. Wait, what? You'll be okay. Wait, Karen. Wait, I'm so confused. Is Jenny Silver in here? Because you're saying at Jenny Silver. And Karen, I know you know who's who. You're in Shelly's chat tonight. Unless Jenny Silver popped in and I didn't see her. And you're actually talking to Jenny Silver. That happens sometimes. She pops in. But I don't see her tonight. But anyway. Okay. Karen, are there sad things in your life right now too? Man, it's guys, we gotta I don't know. I don't know what we can do. What's on? I'm like, is there something happy that we can look at? There's like a picture of an angel. We need something cute. Where's Baby Yoda? I normally have Baby Yoda in the video. Well, not normally, but I have Baby Yoda sometimes. I feel like grabbing him because we need something cute and happy. Okay. Oh, Jenny is here. Hi, Jenny. You're a moderator. Oh, there she is. Look, Karen's sad. Andy's sad too, but we'll talk about that later. Hi, Jenny. Okay, you've missed my crying, but we're all better now. Okay, Ashley says, I spoke to a tier 2 representative last week, and they said they would transfer my FedEd claim to my existing claim, and that would take 5 to 10 business days, but nothing yet. You guys, I hate to say this, but whenever they give these really specific time spans, that's when my guard is up the most. I almost think that they're like, oh yeah, it'll fix itself in 5 to 10 business days, and they're just hoping it does as well. But whenever they, yeah, thank you, Jenny. I left that hotline number for Andy earlier. I don't know if you're listing the same one. I haven't seen a comment from Andy in a little bit. My cat, Jenny Silver has a cat. My cat was actually an outside cat, and he's back outside. Anyway, distrustful of the EDD when they give a specific timeline, and I would call them again. Basically, if they said it 10 days, your claim would be paid, and it wasn't, it's time to call them again or reach out to your assembly member. To a lesser extent, you could try Ask EDD or contact us and see if that works. Yay! Jenny, they all love when you come in. Mark is ready to, there's quite a few people ready to protest the EDD, and it seems like they are open again. That might not be a bad idea to organize. Yes, people saying, don't give up. And people saying that they miss my mom in the live streams. She did one with me on Thanksgiving. So that's the only time she's been in it. She was so cute. She was telling people about the HEAP program, which is a program that helps you pay your utilities. We've had to use that for her before. So yeah, okay. Uh-oh. Alexis is saying, where is my brother? Because you guys have the same last name. Brother from another mother. Yeah, we all hope Andy's okay. Okay. Mark wants his 5 months back pay. So to get back pay, you've got to go to the Ask EDD feature and request it. I think 5 months is past that December 6th time period that you can request back pay. Susan's saying that we're great women. Yes. And Jenny, thank you for stopping in. You were traveling. I was like, when my work internet would not work, like I sent Jenny like an Instagram message. I was like, oh my God, my work internet won't work. And then she responded to me and I never responded to her because I actually had a lot of stuff to finish up at the theater after I couldn't meet up with you guys. But yeah, so here I am at home at 9 p.m. doing the live. Whatever. There's actually a lot of people in here, which is kind of cool. Spell legacy like death says, my question is, do you love me? I love all of my viewers, but like the same love that I have for my employees. I don't personally, I care about all of you though. I do. Yes. Who is the assembly member, says Ashley. So the assembly member, it's just going to be like a representative for your area, your zip code. They're a politician. I'm going to be honest, I don't exactly know the role that the assembly members play, but they represent you on the local level. So they kind of, if you contact them, they're going to convey the issues that the people that live in their area are having. So if you call your assembly member, and tell them that you're having problems with the EDD, one, that brings attention to the fact that the EDD has not fixed their issues, despite that they say that they're trying to or that they have. And then two, sometimes they can contact the EDD on your behalf and get your issue fixed. LA Beautiful says, Alexis, I think you should go look for him and support him. I don't think Alexis is really his sister. I think they just happen to have the same. He is your real brother. Alexis, I'm so sorry. I hope he's okay. Like, I don't know if you saw this message that he left. Do you live nearby him? Can you go check on him? Is somebody near him that can check on him? We did leave him, like, as soon as I saw that comment, I left the number to the local suicide prevention hotline. Yeah. Well, is there somebody that can check on him? I don't even want to talk about like liking the video, you guys. Like, I just want us all, to put our best positive thoughts out there. It is getting scary. Hang on. So Alexis, you can call your local police station and give them Andy's address or where you think he is and ask them to do a wellness check on him. So even if you or your mom can't get there, please call the police and ask them to do a wellness check. Dang it. All right, Alexis, my heart goes out to you. Hopefully Andy saw my story. I think Andy knows my story. He's been watching my channel for a long time. My mom tried to commit suicide when I was 9. I talked a lot about it earlier, even on tonight's live. I know Andy's going through some other things besides just with whatever argument he got in with your mom tonight. It's funny because, like, I don't know you guys personally. I don't even know Jenny Silver personally. We just talk online. But like, I know a lot of your stories. I know about Vanessa's nephew who's got to be like over like 6 months old by now. Um, so I know a lot of your situations. Yeah, so my thoughts go out to him and your family, and I hope that he's okay. I really do. You're calling everyone he always tells us about, me and Jenny. Yeah, I know about his son. I know that I don't want to put his business out here, but I know he was going through that. And he made a comment the other day about the courts usually siding with the mother, and they do. Um, but Alexis, yeah. So I was telling everybody, like, my mom tried to commit suicide when I was 9, and she made it, and I'm so happy for that. And one of the proceeds from my video I donated to the suicide prevention line. Um, it sounds like they heard from Andy earlier today. All right, I know that you guys are here for your unemployment questions. I am going to try and get back to those outside of the wellness check. I'm not sure what else to do, but maybe call the police. Hopefully he just went somewhere to like let off some steam, and hopefully he'll be okay. I do want to try and help other people. I hope that's not insensitive. Um yeah, I hope he's okay. Man, what a rough day. But Alexis, you're a good sister for caring. I just want you to know that. And thank you for doing everything that you can. I'm sorry Andy's not home with you. All right, I'm going to do two more unemployment questions, and then like I want to it would really be a positive note to leave this on is if Andy popped into the live would make my night. I doesn't seem like that's going to happen. Um but yeah, we're really rooting for him. Okay. So, I'm going to do two more EDD questions and then call it a night, but please know my thoughts are with Andy and you, Alexis, for your family, for Andy's family, and people care about him. People that don't personally know him care about him. Okay. Is the new system for the EDD working? So that depends which new system you're talking about. If we're talking about the automatic filing of a new claim, possibly, but one of the ways that they have said that that you should check to see if they're automatically going to file for you is by filing a new claim. And basically, if it lets you file a new claim, then you need to. And if it doesn't let you file a new claim, then you don't need to. So you still kind of have to check. And since it is kind of like confusing right now, you might want to call the EDD. Yes, we want Andy home. Okay. And then if you're talking about like the hold feature, the callback feature, because that is something else that came up on this chat. I don't know if Jenny knows or if she's still in here. On the first day that the callback feature was implemented, I did see comments that people were getting calls back and that it worked. And then oddly, I haven't heard anything about that since. So I don't know if it didn't work the way it was supposed to the first day, or if I don't know. But that is a new system for the EDD where they're supposed to call you back once you're on hold without losing your place in line. And it was working, but I'm not sure if it still is. Yeah, that's like always, Jenny Silver has great advice. That's not a bad idea to call the police with the license number, to try and do a wellness check on him. You guys, and even like, even driving, please don't drive a car while you're crying. Like once I feel like I almost crashed a car, you guys know I'm a pretty emotional person. Um, it's hard to see like things just please be careful. Please know that someone loves you. Tell your loved ones that you love them. Okay. Um all right. X Classy says it's very scary. Your daughter is suicidal. You live scared every day, but you'll never lose faith and praying for Andy. For a long time, we're just going to talk about this for a second. For a long time, as a little, even sometimes now, I worry about my mom, not so much now that she's old. I'm not sure she would have the strength to do anything. I shouldn't joke about it, but it's like my mom. So like this is how I deal with it. But like for a long time I was really scared. I think it might be part of the reason why I still live in California. I overheard her on the phone after the incident say like, "Oh, if once Shelly's grown and she's on her own, I'm gonna try it again." Like she was on the phone with her counselor and she said that and I overheard and I don't know if she knows that. Because she at this point wouldn't want to think that anything that she said or did held me back from my life. And I don't feel held back. I love her to death. I'm glad to be near her. Um, I wouldn't ever want to move far away. But yeah, I mean, I was scared for a long time, even after I was 18, like, "Oh my god, I'm 18 now. Is this gonna happen?" But we actually talked about it. She's like, "Shelly, I loved you. This never had anything to do with you. It's about my problems in my past." And seeing how much it hurt you, like, made me wanna get the help that I need. And, it is scary. It is scary. It was scary for a long, long time. But she saw a therapist and she's like, "Shelly, I'm better now." But there's that part of you that's like, "But you tried. Like, are we sure?" Like, and yeah, I think so hug him hopefully when you see him again. Um, for your child that's suicidal, tell him you love him. All right. Okay. One more EDD question. Yeah. Okay. Um, Andres says, "How long do claim appeals take for an answer back?" An actual appeal takes a very, very long time. And, ugh, this is not good. We got to end on somebody telling me that you got paid or somebody telling me something good. Also, we'll do FIFA's comment in a second. Um, but appeals, it can take it can take a really long time to get your court date. Your court date can be 10 weeks from when you get your letter. And sometimes they're so backed up right now that I've heard that an appeal process can take up to 6 months. Okay, FIFA official, thank you for the donation. You haven't got your money from the 7th paid weeks because you already have the 3,000 on it, and the max amount on the card is 5,000. Possibly the amount that gets loaded onto the EDD debit card shouldn't be. I'm gonna yell at you though. Even though, like, I'm sad, I'm gonna yell at you, FIFA official. You're new, I haven't seen you in here. I really appreciate the donation. Still gonna yell at you. Why do you have $3,000 on your EDD unemployment debit card? You guys, please, please, please set this up for automatic transfer into your regular bank account. And if you don't have a regular bank account, please set one up. Um, because something else that makes me want to cry is so many people are having money stolen off their account. And FIFA, you're about to have like a ton of money on your card. So you definitely want to set up automatic transfers. And Jenny, I don't know if you've ever heard this before. I didn't set them up right away. Luckily, I was okay because I was like, "Oh, well, I don't know how much it's going to be each week because maybe some weeks I want to have taxes taken out, but maybe others I don't. So it's going to be different every time. And I don't know how much it's going to be." Um, so I can't have it automatically transferred because sometimes with automatic transfers, you have to know the exact amount. I didn't. But you can actually just choose entire amount. So if one week you want to withhold taxes from your EDD check, that's fine. And the very next week, you don't want to withhold taxes, that's fine. It's just going to transfer the entire amount. Okay. But yeah, I still think you're going to get paid by tomorrow morning. Okay. Yes. Yes. We are going to keep Andy in our prayers today. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, 10:30 tonight, mixed martial arts says. I always would like go to sleep and I slept in, so I wouldn't check till like 10 in the morning. That's why I would say 10 in the morning the next day. AO says, "I've been pending since I reapplied last month, but just right now you got paid. Hey, I have an interview because I quit due to COVID." That's a good sign too, right? Yes. Yes, it's a good sign that you got paid. but you still have the interview? That's weird. You might be one of the ones where they realize that you don't actually need the interview, but go to the interview, do the interview. Um, Thank you, Tanya. Tanya, I know a Tanya Guzman. Are you the Tanya that I used to work with, that you have two beautiful babies of your own? Alexis. Okay, I'm a little bit nervous that he's at the hospital, but if he's at the hospital, that means he's safe. That's okay. Please let him know that we were all rooting for him and all concerned about him. And then I'm so glad he's here. They're probably going to keep him on a 72-hour hold. Alexis, thank you so much for sharing that. All right, wait, where was I? Whew, your uncle called Andy at the hospital. Oh, okay. I trust these doctors. I trust these doctors. All right, Alexis. All right. I don't even know where I was in the comments, guys. But Alexis, thank you for sharing that with us. Please let him know that we care about him. Please drive safely to the hospital yourself. I bet you're really emotional. So drive careful. They may not let you see him, but it's a good sign that they are with him. And yes, my thoughts that he heals and gets the help that he needs and the support that he needs. And for your mom, it's not her fault. Don't let her, whatever happens, you know, go at it with love, but also forgive herself if she's feeling any way about this as well. Okay. All right. Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, the stream may have been triggering without warning. And Jenny's got the suicide prevention lifeline.org link in there. Thank you, Jenny, for finding that and sharing that. And please reach out for the help that you need. All right. Does somebody, Jenny Silver, do you have something good to say? Like, where'd you travel today? We gotta try and end this on something good. I had a day at work today. I don't know, man. Okay. Where'd you travel? Something funny with the kids? Something funny? Anything. Okay. Yeah, positive thoughts. Okay. Let's just do one more. I just don't want to end it like on not a good no. You're in Santa Cruz. Jenny Silver took a trip to Santa Cruz. That sounds like fun. I hope it was a fun trip. Any good movies playing at the time? Everybody likes. People are mixed on Cruella. I'm going to be honest. People like The Quiet Place Part 2. People are really excited for In the Heights that opens this Friday. Yes. Okay. Franco, thank you for the donation. You had 2 weeks of your Fed left after you applied for a new claim and it was pending for 6 weeks. But finally, those last 2 weeks of Fed Ed is gone. So now new one. Let me reread that. Sorry, I'm still a little emotional. All right, rereading it. You had 2 weeks of your Fed Ed left after you filed for a new claim. It was pending for 6 weeks, but finally those last 2 weeks of Fed Ed is gone. So no new one. Did they go to paid? Are they just missing? Maybe you got approved for the new claim, and so the claim balance went away. That could happen. Like if you were totally approved for a new claim, the balance for Fed Ed would not still be there. So yeah, hopefully you're getting paid on the new claim. And if you get stuck on pending, if you're not being paid, unfortunately, you'll have to call them. Okay. All right. Short Dog said he just got paid. So that is some good news. Yeah. And I think this is going to be a good place to end this. Let's all send positive thoughts to Andy and to Alexis and their family. Yeah. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate all of you. I know sometimes I'm like, look at this water bottle and Webull and all this stuff. but I'm still doing this because I do care. I care that you guys get paid. I care about what's going on in your lives. I want to see you find the job of your dreams. Like, I care. I do. I really do. Okay. Franco says, oh, you're saying your Fed Ed. Thank you for the donation. I'm saying your Fed Ed finally ran out after it was stuck for 6 weeks. I think my account is gonna. Oh, so you've got good news. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. That's gonna be how we're gonna end this, and I'll see you guys next time. All right. Thank you, Alexis. Don't worry about it. We're all just happy that he is in the hands of the doctors now. Okay, so wishing you a good night. Please let him know that we care. All right. Thanks, guys. Whew.